In just under 2 hours' time, voter registration stations will be closing at the end of the second day, of the second voter registration weekend. This is ahead of elections that are due to take place on a yet-to-be-announced date later this year. Refiloe Seboko is in Mahikeng, where she brings us up to date on how the process has gone so far. So, Refiloe, it's been another day of registrations. Give us a sense of what's happening there.
Well, it sure has been another day, a second day of, and even the last day of the voter registration in Nhlanhla. And what I can tell you is that on the voting stations that we've been to, we saw a low turnout of people that came to register to vote. Could it be that which we are hearing, that it could be that most of the people that have registered to vote are elderly people, and the young people or the youth are using the online system to be able to register to vote? Is that the case as well here in the Northwest Province? But let's just find out on how the second day went from the Electoral Officer of IEC in the Northwest Province, Dr. Tumelo Ntlitiba. Thank you so much once again, and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. Talk to us about the second day. How did it go?
The second day went much better than yesterday, actually. When we closed the stations yesterday, the total number of people who had visited our station was just above 47,000. Today at 2:30 this afternoon, to about 2 hours before we close, 50,000 people had visited our stations. We actually are impressed because yesterday we had 9,000 first-time voters. In other words, those that were registering for the very first time by the end of the day yesterday. Today, before 5 o'clock, we already have close to 10,000 young people who came to the stations to vote. Of course, a few of them did online registration, but in the main, we had a significant number of people coming to our stations, and we're happy.
And but like I'm saying, in some stations that we've been to today, there had been a low turnout. What do you think could have been the reason for that?
Sunday, like Saturday, are social events days. So in the morning, people will go to church, but we know for certain that from lunch until 5 o'clock, there will be an increase in the number of people who go to our stations. That is why already by 2:30 today, we had 50,000 people coming. 10,000 more could come, 15,000 more could come by 5 o'clock. We're positive.
Any incidents? Yesterday, 13 voting stations were not open on time. Today, any incidents that you had experienced?
Fortunately, today it's a third of what happened yesterday. Only 5 of our stations opened late. 3 of them were tents in the Madibeng area. 2 tents were destroyed by the storm the previous night, and 1 tent opened late because the service provider arrived late. But by 10 o'clock, those 3 tents were open. And we had another incident at Lekolwane Primary School in the Lihurutsi Ramatsirimurwa area, where the caretaker did not give us the key. And fortunately, we requested the assistance of the SAPS to locate the caretaker, and finally we got the key, and by 10 o'clock that station was also open. We had a very unfortunate incident at one of our stations in Mahikeng at Barolong High School, where the classroom that we were using was broken into. A banner and stationery was taken, but we have opened a case, and we will get a case number probably by close of business day today.
Your overall assessment as the IEC, would you say you are happy at how things had been going in the past, yesterday and today?
Yes, definitely. We're a little disappointed with the 13 stations yesterday, but today the 5, we can at least account for each incident that caused the delay. We would have preferred to have 100% opening at 8 o'clock, but unfortunately we didn't. But in the overall, we're happy, even with the turnout at stations, because we had anticipated between 5,000 and 10,000 new registrations, but as we speak now, for the 2 days, we're standing at almost 18,000.
Thank you so much for your time. Dr. Dumilan Tletiba, she is the electoral officer of IEC in the Northwest Province. She says that she's happy with how things turned out in Nhlanhla. And like you say, 5 o'clock, all voting stations will then have been closed.
That's our reporter, Refiloe Seboko, out in the Northwest.